everybody, welcome to my podcast. I'm Liz, I'm the dyer behind Treliz Yarns, and I welcome you to my studio where I'm based in Greece, Athens, and I live with my dog Dakine and my cat Sushi. So welcome, how are you? I've been well, I've been traveling, so that's always exciting. Last weekend it was the Swiss Yarn Festival. So if you're a follower on Instagram mostly, you might have seen all the craziness and a bit, most funny moments on my stories over there. Otherwise, you might have seen, reels of yarns, of people. And yeah, it was an amazing time. It was very, very exciting to be there. Always the Swiss Yarn Festival is one of my favorites to attend. Not only because, I get to see you, but also it is my very first festival that I ever did was in 2015 in Switzerland, where I met some of the greatest people that we've been since then sharing, our woolly adventures and all that. And it's just always amazing to see them. And also this time I had also a bit more time on Monday to catch up and have a walk and a trip in the lake in Zurich, which was really awesome. And usually, on festivals, I'll get a few things, but this time I've gathered quite a big haul. And that's because I actually really wanted something very specific that I knew that I wanted to get. But otherwise, all things over here have been beautiful exchanges because something else that's very particular in this festival, is that lots of vendors that are in the Swiss Yarn Festival aren't doing so much the European festivals. So there are things and people that I might not see. And some of them I really didn't know about them and they wanted to get some of my yarns. And I said, you know what, why don't we exchange things? So most of the things have been exchanges, wonderful surprises, and I just can't wait to share with you. So I will get on with the first things that I knew that I wanted and that was a great thing to be able to choose. So I saw Gabby from the owner of Yarn Shop Lugano in New York, and at the time the 52 weeks of accessories hasn't come out yet, but I knew that I wanted it, and Gabby was like, oh, I will have it in Switzerland. If you want me, I can bring one for you. And she did. Yeah, and so for her not to forget, she had also written my name. And so she brought me the 50 weeks of accessories. And Yarn Shop Lugano is a flag store of my yak, and I knew that I wanted some baby yak, and I immediately fell in love into these two colors. So the mustard is mustard. This one doesn't have a tag, and I, on purpose, because I don't mind not having a tag, I got it. I think it was brick something. Yeah, brick red. I'm not sure about the red, but it was brick. And then I was thinking, okay, maybe to do a shawl with those two colors and something else. Then I thought about the Briochealicious by Andrea Mowry, and I was thinking on having another color, a third color, but I wanted to have this as the third color, so it ends up, to be shown more as you wear the shawl. So instead of getting another reddish or orange or or there was a purple also that could nicely fit, I decided to get shine and be like that. And then I also found this beautiful named saffron. So I was either this or this, which is a bit more Liz vibe, but I really wanted also something a bit more simple. So I think the Briochealicious has like three, it has like a white panel in the original and then the three colors in the brioche sections, but I think I will just add a row of that in between the brioche section, while the contrasting colors will start and end with this color to add a pop of fun, and also finish a few rows with this. And I will mix this gorgeous baby yak with some Samskara, which is my new base, as you know, 60% superfine merino and 40% recycled yak and cashmere. So it will be a dark one with all those babies. So that will be at some point casted on. Yes, I don't know if you know that about me, but brioche is a very comfort. It's one of my loveliest techniques to use. I think I'm definitely into my comfort zone. So I think that will be a great next project at some point, maybe in the summertime, or at least at some point, because yeah, I can do brioche, you know, like walking or whatever, and it's really nice and comforting. So I think that will be a very nice and comfort project for me. So there you go. I was talking with Mama Wolf, sorry, Jewel, and she always has this beautiful embroidery on her sweaters, and I told her, you know, I've never tried embroidery on a knitted sweater. I'm a bit intimidated, but I think the result is super beautiful. And she told me, you know, you should get the book that Laine magazine published. And I told her that I hadn't actually had the opportunity to see that book. And it was really funny because after like half an hour, a very good friend of mine was holding it, Isabelle, and Isabelle came. So Isabelle and Fabienne. Fabienne has a yarn shop in Switzerland, in Aigle, which is in the French part of Switzerland. And she has also my yarns, and they came in on the weekend. And so, yeah, we'll put a picture of them. They're so fun and adorable. And I said to Isabelle, oh, did you got it here? She was like, yes, the gray shape, Emma has it. And then I'm like, okay, I'll try to get one, or if you can ask Emma to hold one for me. And then Emma was passing by. I was like, oh, Emma, can you keep one of those books, you know, for me? And she was like, yeah, sure. And then Fabienne said, I was going to give money for the book. And then Fabienne said, no, it will be a gift from me. So thank you very much, Fabienne, for taking me this beautiful, beautiful book. And I actually haven't even looked at it yet. But look at those beauties, like so pretty. Yeah, and it's like amazingly done. And it says to you, you know, like it has little simple or more difficult things to do and how to do them. So I really can't wait to see that and try that at some point. Don't ask me when, but yes. So those were the things that I had in mind at some point to get, but you know, because I got one of the books and the yarn for Briochealicious, you know, and for another book, I was like, okay. And then the girl opposite me had some Swiss yarn, which is a bit chunky. It is a bit scratchy, but not so much. And she was telling me how she wants, to get people to get to know more a bit Swiss breeds. And that kind of reminded me of the whole project with the La Gentile and the Italian wool that we're doing. So her name is Anna, and she has this Holda Wolle shop, and it's, yes, this, for example, is a base Bergwolle, and yeah, and it has some nylon, so you can actually use it for socks. And this one is 100% wool, but this is more purple than it shows up on the screen. And I was thinking maybe do, again, something simple and a brioche fun maybe for my niece, because I think it's like really cool combo, even if that one is a bit thicker than that one. I think it's really cool. And also she had also some hand-dyed yarns, and I chose this Wild Atlantis yarns, which is dyed in Ireland, and it really resembles one of my own colorways, Silkskin, but the colors are put in different ways on the skin, and I found it really interesting. And there it is. So this is DK, and we were talking with Anna. I showed her my colorway, Silkskin, and it was really funny how much they resembled mine, but my purple is in different spaces, where over here she has it in two specific spots, and that's why when you skinned it, you think it's in the middle. So there you go. Then I was talking with Marcus, whose brand is Hervonstrik, and last year Marcus had gifted me one of his jackets that I do wear, and is like very kind and amazing. So he made yarn from Irish wool. It is quite scratchy, but I'm sure that once it will be a bit washed, it will be more soft. And he came and he really wanted a skein of my yarn, and like he said, so adorable. Like I couldn't get any money. I wanted to gift him the skein, and he was like, would you like one of mine's undyed? And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? And then I was thinking that either I will keep it just plain like that, because I think the little variations of the natural color are really interesting, and either hold it double and make a hat, maybe with the mohair to make it just slightly softer, or then to just put some speckles on it. And yeah, yes. So I don't know, I really like this Irish wool roughness, I would say. Okay, then I met this wonderful woman who has this very cute tote bag, Rock the Knit, and you can actually embroider or put colors in the chameleon. Rock the Knit, and her project is actually very interesting because she sells bundles like that. And it's very interesting because she also puts some of the colors over here so you can see what you get. And it is leftovers. So all those are leftovers. And she adds it with a fluff of this. I thought it was mohair, but touching it, it's alpaca. So I am not sure if inside there's, like more details of what each it is. I don't think so. But all of those are leftovers from the yarn industry, from what I understood. And she gives you little information. So these ones are in French. I'm not sure if she has them in other languages, of tips and how to knit with different fibers, how to create your own yarn if you want to mix them up and all that. And I had seen her passing by, but I didn't have the time to really talk with her. And when she came to my booth, as I'm alone most of the time on my booth and I can go around and look, she came in and she wanted some yarn, and then we decided to swipe, and I found the project very cool, very fun, and I'm thinking of making I have a friend who has a birthday coming up, and I'm thinking of doing like a chunky shawl extravaganza with all these bits and maybe some of my own hand spun yarn. So maybe yeah, I don't know, we will see. I have some hand spun over here to have a bit of a crazy shawl in bigger needles and all that. So yes, so that was really a wonderful surprise and something very original that I found. It's really cool. And like, even if you don't know what to do, I think with this kind of yarns, it's like leftovers. Just grab some and cast on like a very simple shawl and add the crazy bits from here to there. Even if it's not the same weight, even if it's not the same color, just have fun with it. And I think that's just what that's gonna be. Then I wanted to say it was really great to have been able to talk a bit more with Christoph and his wife from the wool spinnery. And so I chose those 3 colors of linen to gift to my mom. And yeah, and Christoph was like, you can have them, it's a gift. And I couldn't bring myself to accept, but he wouldn't listen to me, and he wouldn't accept my money. So at some point then he was passing through my booth, and I gifted him some yarn, like a mini set, because I didn't know what his wife would really prefer. And I told him, this is a present for me, and if she wants to exchange it, she can come and exchange it or whatever. But she actually really liked the mini set, and then she decided she needed one mohair and to do a top, and I think it was great. Like, she almost immediately found something to do with it, and so she got also a mohair. And yeah, like, thank you very much, both of you, for this beautiful present for my mom. Yes, I really appreciate it. And I have to, okay, let's do the smaller things. So I have markers. So both are from Craftiara. I got those because they remind me of sushi, even though sushi, my cat, has a bit of white. But I don't know, the silliness is really like sushi silliness. And then I needed to have a little heart, because why not, right? And then the last 2 are like, I fell in love with some yarn that is very squishy, and one of the owners, Christine, came to my booth, and she told me, I really need some of your mohair to do this sweater, and I have this yarn, my yarn, which is merino wool, and it's organically grown in Bavaria from one single crop. So when you touch the yarn, it isn't as fine as the most finer merino wools, but it's still, quite nice to the touch, but has a more rustic vibe. If I had to compare it, for example, of La Gentile that we developed with my yak, that is 21 microns. I would say it's slightly more rough than that. So I'm not sure if they say how many microns it is. No, they don't. But yes, shearing and spinning took place in Bavaria in spring summer 2022 and 2023. And yeah, they have 3 bases, one that is white, one is a bit more beige, and another one that is more gray. And they have then 3 darkers. So there is on their sides that in which base of natural color it was dyed, and then the colorway, because you can have this colorway in a darker natural base, and I think that's amazing. It gives you a lot of really good palette. So the name is Rowerk. I don't know how you pronounce it, I'm sorry. And so there she is, Christine. She came and talked to me. She was really nice. And they have also a shop in Munich. And yeah, so she wanted to do a big sweater from a Norwegian designer. I'm not sure which one it was. I can't quite remember right now. And she wanted to have some of her natural darker grays with a mohair and all that. So I told her, I could come and see what you have and let's do a swap. And the truth is that I didn't really need to get much of it, but and she told me that I wasn't forced, because she took quite some of my mohair. But when I saw them, so she had the sport weight and then a DK weight. And as you can see what I'm wearing, like, look at this color. So there were just 3 skeins of the sport weight. So it is 300 meters in each of those very squishy. Yeah, it's like it's blending with me. It's becoming one with me. So I'm like, okay, I will do something cropped, very just fun and easy or whatever. And I would probably mix it also with a bit of a mohair to give it a halo and make it just slightly softer. And then, okay, first of all, I saw this colorway. And it was the only skein. So then I saw that colorway. And then I didn't know what to do with them, like a shawl, a brioche again, or or a fair isle or something. And then I was like, with we were kind of doing, the maths of the mohair and all that. She's like, you can get another yarn, if you want. And so that happened. Guys, I don't know what's gonna be, but I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I am so happy. Beep. So yeah, so this, yes, very wonderful. And I can't wait to see her sweaters with the mohair. And I also want to do something with her yarn and mohair. And it's really fun. And I'm very excited. Okay, so last but not least, it's not yarn, but it's something that I saw and I really liked. I really, really liked. And I want you to go and just follow her. Well, all of them, go and follow them. So I had also a thank you and a postcard and a little marker. That's her dog. And so this is Bodolina. I was about to say Bodolina. There you go, Bodolina. And she felts and she makes needle cases. Yes, guys, oh my God. And they're super nice, really affordable, really eco-friendly. And I got the one for the smaller tips because I have mostly smaller tips needles, but she has different sizes, bigger ones and all that. Usually she makes them, you know, like that in one color, but she also started making multicolored ones. And of course I am very much more into oranges and all that, but the fairness of the spots and here the blues and the movement over here, just I had to have it. And this is her travel case. Oof. I'm calling it travel case. Look how pretty it is. So you have over here a little just one simple pocket, and then you have 3 pockets that are divided to put whatever you want. And then also in the back another pocket. Like, what? And it's so light and so nice. So please, please, please go and follow her. And actually, where did I put it? I will put this inside already so I won't lose it. And how cute is this little zipper? Like, come on. Yeah, I will actually put the little dog on the zipper. Ah, yeah, on the zipper. I'm telling you. Over here. Yeah, so look at it. It's so cute. So that's kind of it about all the purchases that I got. I also got to meet. I was fangirling. I didn't take a picture, but I was able to meet Natasha Hornby. And I loved that shawl. And I decided to cast it on with my new base, Samskata. And I don't know if there's a bigger picture. Anyways, I will put the picture over here. And yes, I will put the picture over here. And the colors I am choosing is this one as the first color that goes on the central. Then it will be Birthday Girl, the natural color, and then Manawee and Star Wars. So it will be a more, sorry, yeah, there you go. So it will be, I think, a project that will be funky, but also a bit serious with darker colors. But I knew I really wanted to have manawee. I had the more crazy options with manawee and Treliz Whisper, which is a bright purple, a bit darker than that, but a bright purple. Then I was like, not so much. Then I took out the purple Treliz Whisper and manawee, and I added Birthday Girl and Louvre, which is a dark mustard. And then it was just too blah. Not bad, it was really beautiful and elegant and I love it, but I just needed something to elevate it because also the base is darker than a regular yarn. So I was like, no, I want this. So I switched things up, and I think it's nice to have also darker color, but that has some, you know, changing of colors and making an effect, and also a brighter one that's also changing colors and also bringing something new to it. So yeah, I can wait. I actually cast it on yesterday and I've done this. So yeah, and I think the color actually quite suits me. So this colorway, it is lemon incest. It's normally the yellow neon in a regular base, but because Samskara is a gray base, it cannot stay yellow. So it gets into this really vibrant green that I love. I actually think of dyeing more of that to do like a little jacket or something. Yeah. And also, I love cardigans, but I usually don't make them because I hate the pearl rose. But I'm so happy because in the beginning of the festival, I got the opportunity to sit a bit while waiting one of my packages to arrive. And Andrea de Castro, who is a Portuguese designer, was waiting for him for a moment to be able to check in the hotel. and we were just chatting, and I talked about how much I dislike the purling stitch, and he just showed me how to do it in the Portuguese style, and I have to say it's very much easier and yeah, less painful on my wrist. So I think I'll have to definitely do a cardigan and or a hat or whatever to just practice the Portuguese style of knitting. And yeah, I just can't wait to master also that thing. Anyways, yeah, that's kind of it. What I got in the festival, what I'm working on. I was casting on a hat, and I was almost in the end, in the middle of the hat, but I realized that I didn't really like my gauge, and you know, I've never do the swatch, so I just took it out, and I said, you know what, I'm not really into that hat. I really want to dream and knit this shawl. So yeah, I just redirected my purpose into there. And yeah, what else happened to the festival? I want to say a big thank you to Christine that got to stay on my booth while I was doing a talk about the project that we have with Mayak under Fibri Gentili, and having the talk with Carlota, who is in their team, was really amazing, and it felt like really having just a conversation, a dialogue, and I think people had a great time, and I'm very appreciative of that for all those who came in. And thank you for everyone who got a picture with me, came to say hi, and just share a moment or two or three. And yeah, I really appreciate it, and thank you so much. I'm about pre-orders that were on while I was away. Now they're off and will be slowly prepared by next week. Because some of the stock has been a bit delayed, so I will have it by next week. So yeah, everything will be dyed and on schedule, just a bit more delayed than usual, but there you go. I'm very happy, and I just can't say enough thank yous, and for everyone who really came and got something from me. I really appreciate it. And also those who might have not gotten something this year, but they came and they showed me projects of, you know, maybe they got last year their yarn, and it was great. And really, I really appreciate it. And you fill my heart with joy and give me even more purpose to continue.